Via the Budget 2024, President Ranil Wickremesinghe announced the increase of public sector salaries without affecting the fiscal balance, highlighting that the government employees are currently receiving a cost of living allowance of 7,800 rupees. President Wickremesinghe proposed that their cost of living allowance to be increased to 17,800 rupees from 10,000 rupees with effect from January 2024. Meanwhile, the monthly cost of living allowance of public pensioners will also be increased from 2,500 rupees to 6,025 rupees. This increase will be implemented from April 2024. Under the Aswasama program, President proposed to increase the monthly allowance of 130,000 persons with disabilities and kidney patients by 50% from 5,000 to 7,500 rupees. The head of state also proposed the increase of the monthly allowance of 500,000 elderly people from 2,000 rupees to 3,000 rupees. The total allocation for Aswasama through the Budget 2024 to persons with disabilities, kidney patients and the elderly will be 205 billion rupees. Meanwhile, a concessionary loan scheme of around 30 billion rupees will be introduced with the support of the Asian Development Bank in a bid to strengthen, encourage and facilitate small and medium-scale enterprises. The total amount allocated for the development of SMEs will be 50 billion rupees, adding that a financial space worth of 250 billion rupees will be created. Through the Budget 2024, President proposed to grant land ownership and build houses for the estate community, and as an initial step, 4 billion rupees will be allocated. In the meantime, the decentralizing budget, which was halted due to the economic crisis in the country, was also proposed to be recommenced from next year. The President outlined that 11.25 billion rupees will be provided through the district coordination committees for the implementation of rural projects. In other budget proposals, the capital expenditure of the country will be raised by 1.26 trillion rupees, giving a higher contribution to economic growth. The head of state said another 55 billion rupees will be allocated to recommence and complete the suspended projects in the country and to provide necessary provisions for the capital expenditure proposals. For higher education, a new technology university will be established in Kandy under the guidance of the IIT University in Chennai to expand opportunities in higher education sector for students in Sri Lanka. In addition, the government will take steps to establish 4 new universities, which are Sitavaka Science and Technology University, Kurunagala Technology University under the Kothalavala Defence University, Management and Technology University and International University of Climate Change. 600 acres of land beyond the Kothmale Reservoir have been allocated to establish the International Climate Change University. Further rules and regulations will be adopted to convert NSBM, Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology, Horizon Campus and Royal Institute to become universities. President Wickremesinghe also proposed the allocation of 3 billion rupees to restructure the organizational structure related to information technology in the public sector to facilitate the digital economy by the year 2030 and to establish a Technological Innovation Council and a National Centre for Artificial Intelligence. In a separate proposal, another allocation of 8 billion rupees has been made to formulate a national research policy based on research and development, technological advancement and innovation to promote economic growth and supporting economic progress and social well-being. Meanwhile, through Budget 2024, plans were set to develop a national supply policy with the aim of leveraging Sri Lanka's strategic locations and positioning the country as a supply and logistics hub. Strengthening land connectivity with India, President Wickremesinghe said the government expects to utilize the Colombo port to meet the supply needs of southwestern India and Trincomalee port to meet the supply needs of southeast India. He added this as the capacity of the Colombo port expects to be improved after the construction of the West Terminal and the expected Colombo North port after the year 2030 along with the developments of the Trincomalee port. In the meantime, 2 billion rupees have been allocated for the resettling program of people in the north and eastern provinces who lost houses during the war. An additional allocation of 500 million rupees will be made to ramp up the housing program and provide essential relief to the families who remain homeless. In another proposal, the government also decided to allocate 1.5 billion rupees from the Budget 2024 for the development of school cricket and for providing necessary facilities for cricketers at the provincial level. Meanwhile, for the development of the transportation sector, the President said a multi-transport centre project will commence in January 2024 in Kandy, supported by a loan from the World Bank integrating trains, buses and other taxi services. Further, a pilot project of running 200 electric buses will jointly commence with the Transport Board in the Western Province. In the meantime, 2 billion rupees will be allocated for the basic construction activities of the Hingaragoda International Airport. With the budget restructuring process nearing its conclusion, the government expects to initiate the second phase of the Central Expressway. Accordingly, the section from Kadawatha to Meerigama will commence with the assistance of China, while Sri Lanka will collaborate with Japan for the construction of the section from Kurunagala to Galagedara.